Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and it's part 2 of our Bring Back Max Power series, where we're continuing to look at the May 2002 edition of Max Power magazine. Why are we bringing back Max Power? Well, on the 23rd of July 2023, we will be attending the Max Power reunion show down at the Staffordshire County Showground in Stafford. And we've just received news that this will be the last Max Power reunion show at the moment. So if you're looking to relive your days of Max Power, then why not head along to the Max Power reunion show Instagram page. Follow the links to purchase tickets or to display your vehicle, and also keep an eye out on official Max Power reunion show merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, lanyards, stickers and air fresheners coming soon. But for now, we'll continue our look at the May 2002 edition of Max Power magazine. And we kick off with our old friend, the Ringtone Factory. This is where you could text the contact the 0906 number to purchase phone logos or mobile ringtones. Next up, we're still in Planet Max, so we've got Crash Test Danny, Hero of the Month, Win a Metal Gear Solid 2, and life-size Solid Snake figure, and Smack Bang Wallop. This is reporting to study showing a 400% increase in fatal smashes involving drugged up drivers. Next up, we have an advert for Performance Injection from RedX. Before moving into the next month, June 2002 edition of Max Power magazine, which we will be looking at, and this features my favourite Max Power babe of the time, Karina Weston. This is an advert for the RAF. This chap's from Glasgow. He's got courage, adaptability, tenacity, all from model, a qualification as a regiment gunner, only available from the RAF. We're now moving on to the joy of stick and what's on the Max Power ice. So what were you listening to and playing back in May 2002? Were you playing State of Emergency on PS2? Or Sledstorm, also on PS2? Moving on to what was on the Max Power ice, you had Fatboy Slim, live on Brighton Beach, Carl Cox, Global, Secret Weapon DJs, or Ian Van Dahl. Mates of Max Power. On our guest list, Channel 4's Driven, Lotus for Losing Graciously, Alicia at the Mini Press Office, Satisfying Bends, Not Getting Sued, Cobra Seats and Jill at Cream. Hates of Max Power, our friends the petrol prices, Sorry for that interruption. So where were we? We're Hates of Max Power. So we've got petrol prices, speed bumps, Western Police, bouncers at O'Neill's, automated answering machines, websites that are under construction, and big solicitors' bills. Another advert for 555, I'm guessing for cigarettes. And another feature, this is our second feature car, which is a Peugeot 205 GTI. Rain-soaked B roads aren't the best surfaces on which to thrash a supercharged 205 Mi16. Pity no one told Paul Brown. So this looks like another Ecos Peugeot creations. So why don't we have a look at the tech spec on this 205. So it's a 1905cc 4-cylinder 16 valve Mi16 engine transplant on custom mounting brackets. It's got a pipe across air filter, inlet manifold shortened, alternator housing repositioned. It's got a figurehead gasket due to lower compression, Bosch 803 fuel injectors and Samco hosing. Opcon supercharger running 12 psi. Boost, it's got MBE ECU, Pace intercooler, Mi16 manifold mated to a Ecos exhaust. It's running the original 5-speed 1.9 GTI gearbox with a Helix operated clutch. Suspension wise, it's been lowered 30mm at the front. Wooden springs on the rear, it's a torsion bar adjusted to suit Helix adjustable shocks. Braking system is taken care of by, at the front is Ecos caliper and 285mm disc conversion for 5-stud hubs. Rear standard discs converted for 5-stud hubs, Paget fast road pads and braided hoses. Wheels and tyres, it's 7.5 by 17 inch Miguel 5-stud alloys on 205 40 ZR17 Toyos. Bodywork, it's got Antares arches and side skirts, Antares front valence modified for intercooler, Ecos grille, Esquis Phoenix bonnet bulge, modified front and rear bumpers with inserts removed, rubbing strips removed, and recesses smoothed, the car's been de-locked. So clear side repeaters, M3 style mirrors, Esquis Challenger roof spoiler, smooth quarter ovals, smooth tailgate resprayed in Volkswagen Montana green. Interior wise, it's got standard seats and door cards, retrimmed in blue and black leather. It's got a Momo steering wheel, alloy pedals, checker plate mats. Ice wise, it's got a Pioneer head unit, Pioneer 6x9s, Clarion amp, Rockford Fosgate amp, 2x12 inch Rockford Fosgate punch subs. Performance, max power is 232 brake horsepower, max speed of 145 mph, and 0 to 60 is in sub 6.5 seconds. So this is Paul's way of having fun. Next up we have an advert for the genetically modified testosterone fueled grin inducing MG-ZS. So this was the launch of the MG-ZS, which was basically a Rover 45 that had been taken by MG and tarted up. And these were very, very popular. So you've got this is an MG-ZS 180, which has a 2.5 V6 engine, 177 PS, 0 to 60 in about 7.3 seconds. It's got ABS but electronic brake force distribution, 17-inch alloys, part leather seats, air conditioning, and a close ratio gearbox. And the MG-ZS range started from £12,680 back in 2002. So if you were looking for a sporty car, then this was probably up there back in the early noughties. The Need for Speed. 4 Essex boys take on the might of Lotus Motorsport to build the fastest car for £2,000. Surely it's a foregone conclusion. MacBox barking out a challenge. There's a very young Mike Brewer there from Wheel Dealers, or at the time he was doing Driven. And we all like to know what Mike's favourite saying is. Hold out your hand! As he makes a deal on somebody's car on Wheel Dealers. And we're possibly going to see Mr. Brewer at the Practical Classics and Restoration Show at NEC next week at some point. I don't know, I've stage or if he's wandering about. Next up, we have an advert for a computer game for Xbox. I think this one's called Reckless. So next up, we have another advert for mobile ringtones and logos for Mobiles for Fun. And everything hangs on the final round. Next up, we have an advert for Demon Tweaks and GMAX. And then we move on to Max Motors. The Max Power team goes modding mental in association with Adrian Flux Insurance. And this was their project car at the time, the Seat Ibiza 1.8T. Then we have Tim's Corrado. We have Alan's Saxo 1.1. We're moving on to Max's Golf GTI. Before moving down to Dan's Renault 5 GTT and Roger's 205. Then we have Stuart's new car, which is our Ibiza 1.8T, whereas he's just recently sold his Saxo. Then we have Ben for his BMW M3, and another project car they had at the time was this little Vauxhall Corsa van. Before moving on to an advert for Turtle Wax Extreme Polishing Wax. You'll never want anything else. So, we're into fresh stuff. So, if you had a Ford Ka at the time, then you could have these M3 style mirrors for your Ford Ka. You've got yourself a NOS progressive controller and power shot. And we've got some Hella side markers with focus style indicators taken off. Hella are hoping their arrow shaped markers will be the next big thing. Moving over, we've got some 6x9 earthquakes. We're moving on to some Simone Gators. And moving down, we have the TSW Reflex. And this is goes back to me because I actually had a set of TSW Reflexes on my K12 Micra back in 2005. It was my first set of aftermarket alloys and alloys I'd actually purchased for a car. And if I mind right, it cost me about £540 or something like that. Moving down, we've got a 106 Max Sport bumper. Before ending up for today on some Avo GTE and GTD coilovers. So that is part 2 of our Bring Back Max Power series, where we're looking at the May 2002 edition of Max Power magazine. I apologise because the video you were meant to be seeing was going to be something on the Citroen, but I've just not had the time in the last few days to actually go and film it and have the motivation for filming. So I thought I'd just do another quick max power video. Our next video should be a car meet from the weekend, which will upload potentially tomorrow. We'll also look back into what other channels I watch on YouTube on a ramble, and we'll get back into Bring Back Max Power over the course of the week. So I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and we'll catch you in a future video very soon.